We call to order the June 9th, 2025 meeting of the Cherokee County School Board. We would stand and have the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our invocation, and we will ask that of Dr. White, so please remain standing. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the many blessings on us individually, collectively, this community, this school district. We're so grateful to you for that and ask that you send your angels down to watch after our students and our teachers and staff this summer as they hopefully get some rest and relaxation and rejuvenation. Be with us in this meeting tonight, and the decisions that we make, may they glorify you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Item number 3, approval of the board agenda. Ask for a motion.
I make a motion we approve the board agenda.
Motion, Ms. Gallman.
Second.
Second, Ms. Shackelford. All those in favor? That is unanimous. The agenda is approved. Item number 4, approval of board minutes. Asking for a motion to approve board minutes dated May the 12th, 2025, public hearing.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for May 12th, 2025, the public hearing.
Motion, Ms. Gallman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Greer. All those in favor? That is unanimous. A motion to approve board minutes for May the 12th, 2025, regular board meeting.
I make a motion to approve board meeting minutes for May 12th, 2025.
Motion, Mr. Greer.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cash. All those in favor? That is unanimous. That is approved. Motion to approve the board minutes for June the 2nd, 2025, regular board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve June 2nd, 2025 board meeting minutes.
Motion, Mr. Cash.
Second.
Second, Mr. Greer. All those in favor? That is unanimous. The next item on our agenda, School Board Policy BEDH, public participation. Do we have anyone tonight?
There were none.
There were none tonight. Item number 6, interim superintendent's report. Dr. White.
Thank you, ma'am. First up, Ms. Isom with the finance report.
Good evening. Right now, our revenue's at $82.8 million for the year. Our expenses are $77 million so far, with a net change of 5.7. Our revenue is running at 82% compared to budget, which is right on track. We've got most of our local taxes in. We're just getting most of our state funding now is what we're getting in. The budget for expenditures is 77%, and it's about the same as last year this time. Do y'all have any questions on that?
Ms. Isom, can you repeat those first couple of numbers that you gave us?
Their total revenue is $82.8 million for revenue. For expenditure is $77 million,
Okay.
with a positive income as $5.7 million.
Thank you so much.
We were talking about this today. We still have 2 months with a little bit of revenue and 2 months of expenditures. So we probably won't end up with 5.7, but I don't think we're gonna end up in the hole either. So it's a victory no matter which way you do it. But I won't know for sure till the audit's done, but feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Nothing from student services, nothing from instruction. Did you have anything, Dr. Smith?
No, sir.
Okay. Communication area, I would just bring everybody's attention once again to the news story from WYFF where Blacksburg Middle School teacher Pam Elliott was the Golden Apple Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
We had to keep that a secret for so long, but kudos to her, to the school district, and so good news all around. Also, I think we put a press release out today about the retreat we had last week, the leadership conference. I was trying to think of conference and about couldn't get it out. It was just a wonderful week with all of our principals, assistant principals, and coaches, instructional coaches from schools. And then there were some other teachers, I think, that principals had invited to be a part of that as well. This coming school year is the year for our new 5-year strategic plan. So we got a head start on that and are moving on down the line pretty good. In fact, from the district administration, each school will be going through that process, and then the district, of course, goes through that process as well. And a lot of what the schools do depends on what happens at the district level. So the vision for 2030 that the district administration came up with was every day, every student will experience excellent teaching that inspires, supports, and empowers them to reach their maximum potential. And so that translates into Vision 2030 is every day, every student.
Every day.
And so I challenged the group about, what do you mean by excellent teaching? And they were able to articulate that because of the training that has taken place this past year and what was going on in the conference last week. And then, of course, inspires and empowers and supports kind of they're self-explanatory. So I was real pleased with everything that happened last week, and I think you'll see some great results from that as well. On the operations side, I went by the Gaffney baseball site today. A lot of stuff moving around out there. It's moving right along. I have another meeting on both of those projects, Blacksburg and Gaffney, this Thursday at 3, but the last meeting we had, everything was still on schedule. Principals and coaches are now looking at graphics kinds of things and branding kinds of things, so it's moving right along. There's just a ton of other summer projects that are going on. I was with Mitch almost every morning and was with him today. We were looking at some of the things that are happening. So far, so good. Everything's on track. Don't forget, if there's anything for the School Boards Association, any officer nominations or resolutions or constitutional changes, we will need to get that talked about pretty quickly and on the calendar. We will need a policy committee meeting before July 28th. I was talking with Ms. Westmoreland today. There are some changes in laws that deal with student health, and so we will get that scheduled and be able to do a first reading on hopefully July 28th. So in your packet, you should have a board calendar of things that are coming up. So your regular meeting is tonight, and then the next meeting on June the 23rd, remember, is the first night of your two nights of training. So that'll start at 5:30 with dinner, and then with Dr. Booker and Dr. Owings. Then at this point in time, we don't plan to have a meeting on July 14. We probably will need to meet on July 28 because that's the last opportunity before the final hires start showing up for training. So try not to put anything else on the agenda for that evening. Keep it as brief as we can, but we will need to make those final hires. So just kind of pencil that on your calendar. And then Monday, August the 11th, that's the day before students return. And that's a regular board meeting night, and that's your second and final training session. And then August the 25th is a regular board meeting night, and I'm sure we'll be back to our regular business by that meeting. Okay? Mm-hmm. The other thing that I have in your packet is the beginning of the year events. So we consider this a draft, but we'll put this in the hands of principals this Wednesday. I'll be meeting with them at 12:30. And a lot of other staff too. So they'll be able to use this to plan the rest of their summer and the beginning of school. So this outlines all the meetings that have to take place and the ones that are optional. And one of the things I would point out to you is teachers return on Monday, August the 4th. And the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th are pretty much all principal discretion. So they have their teachers in their buildings doing whatever they need to do with them. The only exception might be some special needs teachers. Then on Thursday, August the 7th, we'll have our convocation that morning. And we got scolded a couple of years ago, or actually last year, about the number of people we were trying to put in the auditorium. So we just had the professional staff come in, and you know, people were okay with that, but you know, we were missing folks. And so this year we're gonna do it in the gym at
Great.
Gaffney High School. And all the professional staff would be there, and the classified staff are invited, but if they, for whatever reason, don't want to be there, and that's probably most of the maintenance people, then they don't have to come. But we'll start it a little late that day. We'll probably let everybody come in a little late on that morning. So the convocation will be at from 10 to 11:30 or so, because that same day will be everybody's open house. All right, and so some of them will be staying to 6, 7, and 7:30 on that evening. Friday, August the 8th, there are a number of optional trainings for folks. So some teachers will be opting into that and some will not. There's some non-optional training on those days as well for principals and assistant principals, but I had them break it up and do one in Blacksburg and one in Gaffney so that principals can get back in their building as quickly as possible. I think the training will only last like an hour and a half, maybe, or less. But this is the training so that they can use the new system for teacher evaluation. It all goes in electronically now and will be much easier to track and keep up with, et cetera, monitor. Then Monday, August the 11th, everybody gets to go back to their buildings. They stay there all day, getting ready for students to show up on August the 12th. The last thing on August the 11th is we plan to have GT parents, parents of GT students, a meeting for them at BD Lee. And then students show up, and then you see how the rest of that kind of rolls out. So those are things that are coming up. This is probably a little bit fluid, but you know, at least we're at a point now where we can respond to whatever conflicts come up, and we know what some of them are. I think I covered everything.
Did you need to cover that?
I can,
Okay.
yes. So also in your packet is a chain of command or a chain of communication. We've talked about that in the past. So this is something that I will be providing to the principals on Wednesday as well, and not just principals, but you know, pretty much everybody in the administration. So whenever there's an emergency and you need to contact someone, this will be the flow for the chain of command. Obviously, if the superintendent is available, you would contact the superintendent, but assuming that that's not the case, the next person would be Dr. Smith, followed by Ms. Westmoreland. Both of them have been in the district for a long time. Then Dr. Dukes, he has experience in administration as a high school principal. Dr. LaRonda Whiteside has been a principal and has served at the district level. And then Dr. Loretta Holmes, who is here in this office as well. And if we still can't get a hold of anybody in this building,
Wow.
then we're gonna go to the closest one, which will be Dr. Blanton, and then to Mr. Mullinax. And if we still hadn't got it solved, call the police. Yeah. But it's just been important to me for folks to know what to do. And then I'm gonna encourage each principal in the building to do the same thing. Everybody in their building needs to know that there is a chain of communication, a chain of command, in case something happens. Either the principal is not there or is not available for whatever that reason is, then they know how to get things done and respond to emergencies.
Emergencies only, correct?
Pardon?
Emergencies only? In the event, they have something that they just need and they use the chain of command going up versus starting at the top coming down, correct?
Yeah, it would not be just for emergency. So for example, while I am away on vacation and unavailable and something needs to be done, then you follow that chain of communication if they need an answer right then.
Okay.
And sometimes that's the case. All right,
Thank you.
that's it.
Any questions or discussion? I have one question, Dr. Smith, and I know you might not be able to give me the precise number, but at what % are we staffed currently at this point, as far as contracts coming back, new staff being hired? How are you feeling?
There were 14 last week out of 600, whatever that, 699, where that percentage was, or is. I mean, we're 98. I mean, it's very high. I mean, we're down about 14 spots left,
Oh, okay. So you're looking at probably about 97, 98%?
at least, yeah.
Great, great. That's looking pretty good.
Most schools are either fully staffed or lack maybe
Yeah.
one or two, then,
Biddy leagues are biggest.
yeah.
That's where most of the uncertified are.
Right,
So
right.
that's why that looks skewed.
Now, will that gap close a little bit with the list that we have tonight?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay,
Dr. Nesbitt was in my office today. She's confident, so.
okay.
I met with her as well, and she had interviews today
Yeah.
and interviews tomorrow, so she's,
And that's why that July 28th is important, so we can get those in. No, it's the last minute, but they come in on the 30th, all new hires do.
Okay,
They'll meet with HR and curriculum and benefits, and all of
Great.
us. We'll talk to them.
looking pretty good then. All right, thank you so very much for that. Any other questions? Comments? Okay, before we go to item number 7 on our list, because I don't know if the ladies will be here when we come out, we have a couple ladies here tonight from Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Dr. Carlotta Reddish and Dr. Connie Williams, and they were not speaking tonight, but they've been making their rounds in the community to different entities, the city council, us, county council, just to get more involved with the government and things going on in the community. So we thank them so very much for coming tonight. And hopefully at the next meeting, maybe you will get on the agenda to speak and officially introduce yourself. But Dr. Reddish, always good to have you back in the district, and thank you so very much, ladies, for coming.
I didn't even recognize you.
She's looking younger, that's
My goodness,
so wrong.
I'm gonna have to clean my glasses.
So wrong.
She said Dr. Reddish, and I'm looking back there, and that's not Dr. Reddish.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's always glad to be home, but I never left my spirit, my soul, no.
Absolutely.
Me neither too also.
So again, ladies, thank you. So on to item number 7, executive session, personnel matters for the purpose of discussing the employment, discipline, or release of an employee or employees of the district, property matters, and student discipline. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, we enter into executive session for those items aforementioned.
Motion, Ms. Gallman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cash. All those in favor? Yes, unanimous. We're now in executive session. For a motion to return to open session.
I'll make a motion that we return to open session.
Motion, Ms. Shackelford.
Second.
Second, Mr. Wilkins. All those in favor? We are now back in open session. The next item on our agenda, action as needed from executive session. There are none tonight. Item number 9, personnel recommendations. We ask for a motion to accept the personnel recommendations presented by Dr. White and Dr. Smith.
I make a motion to accept the personnel recommendations.
Motion, Mr. Wilkins.
Second.
Second, Ms. Shackelford. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Item number 10, announcements. This is our last official board meeting for the summer in this school year. So if there's any announcements, we're gonna start on this end tonight. Mr. Wilkins?
I think I just have one. Kudos to Miss Littlejohn with the feeding program. I think there's some hiccups with the UPS, but that is a wonderful program, and I'm glad to see that.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Ms. Shippey?
I don't have anything.
Ms. Garland?
I'm good.
Mr. Cash?
I think congrats to everyone, staff, faculty, students for another year, a successful year. I think for the most part, pretty smooth year, considering everything we went through, so.
Mr. Greer?
This is like my first year being on the school board, so I'd just like to tell everybody thank you from all school districts, from the grass cutters to people who pick up trash, to teachers, administration, lunchroom. I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate everybody on the board for helping me get through. Almost been a year, but I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ms. Shackelford?
I'll just echo what Mr. Wilkins said about the food service delivery this year. I've heard a lot of great things about it. That was thinking outside the box. So kudos to Ms. Littlejohn and her team. And then also congratulations to Ms. Elliott for the Golden Apple. That was big for our district, and more to come on that front, I'm sure. So this has been a very full year. We've had our committee meetings that have kicked off. Ms. Dawkins, thank you for initiating that, and even more to come in the next year. So thank you.
Absolutely. Dr. White, you have any
I
comments
do,
for tonight?
thank you for letting me. Finishing up a full school year here, and it's been a professional challenge, and I've enjoyed it. I've reacquainted myself with a number of old friends and made a lot of new ones as well. I've really enjoyed getting to know and gel with the cabinet level folks here and others in the district office. I feel like we're at a real team now in terms of supporting one another, and most of all being focused on not just the right stuff, but moving in the right direction as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't say how much I appreciate working with you all as a board. Now, there are 9 folks and 9 different opinions and 9 different kinds of ice cream, that's for sure, but I've seen you come together and take votes and then support whatever the vote was and move forward. And I can't tell you what a breath of fresh air that is. You all have been good to me. It's been a wonderful experience being back here. And I tell folks on the outside who are looking at Cherokee County, and particularly those who may consider this particular job as superintendent here, that this would be a great place to work, that you all are one of the best boards I have ever had the opportunity to work with, and I mean that. And if you ever get a hankering to know just how good you got it, then go to the website and look at some board meetings in some other school districts, and you'll appreciate what you have here. Real proud of our principals, real proud of our teachers, real proud of all of our support staff and everybody working together. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, and I look forward to starting the next school year with you.
Yeah, right, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so very much, Dr. White. I would just like to say, just a reminder about the school board workshop coming up on June 23rd at 5:30. So hope all board members will be able to attend. And just again, to echo on Ms. Shackelford, a shout out to Ms. Pam Elliott. I first encountered her at Grenard Middle School and as a cheerleading coach. So she's just been in this district a very long time, doing great things. And one of her quotes on the news the other night was, "Education is not only about learning material, it's also about life, and life is about love. I want my students to feel I love them each and every day." So just a wonderful teacher. I want to accolade to her to win that award and a shining star in our district. I just thank you, Dr. White, for your leadership this year. It's been wonderful. I think we've got a lot accomplished, and because of you, I think the board has really pulled together, and we're kind of rolling in the right direction. And I certainly want to thank Ms. Duckett for having our materials ready for us each meeting. Your work does not go unnoticed. You're here late at night with us, so thank you so very much for that. Our one person that sits with us every board meeting, I think she's Miss Warren. She said two, but I don't believe that. Miss Kraminski, who's at every board meeting from the time I hit the first gavel to the time I hit the second. Your attendance and your dedication to this district, Ms. Kraminski, that certainly is noticed among the school board. Make us feel like we're not talking to ourselves each night. So we thank you for always being in attendance. I just pray that our students, our staff, our teachers, our administrators have a wonderful and safe summer. Try to get some rest and enjoy yourselves. And I'm just so excited about what the C&I department has in place. I'm looking forward to those numbers on next year. Where I think we're going to really move the needle this time because of some things that Dr. Dukes have put in place over there with C&I. And I'm just excited about the movement in our district and the direction that we're going in. So with that being said, have a great summer. Absolutely. I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Ms. Gallman. Second, Mr. Greer. All those in favor? We stand adjourned.